It's time for New Sports, where we get sporty, we gird our loins, and get ready for the manly stuff. Manly sports, men running around playing ball, round ball, long ball, cold ball in the snow in Cleveland. Yeah, getting blue.
That is... I'd rather have that lead in. I'm not going to go playing anymore. I can't, man, because it doesn't make any sense.
I'm working. We're going to, the whole idea of this is our incentive to get some wonderful, gifted artists to come in here and do our jingle.
Yeah, I agree.
That's, then we'll have our wonderful jingle.
Hey, man, I'm all for it. We need some jingles because the one that you're working with is not doing it, man.
What can I say?
It's not working. But anyway, I want you to see what happens when you get older. Pain.
That's why I feel after sex.
That's pain.
That's why I get in the fetal position and cry, Mommy, I'm sorry.
That's pain right there. Hey,
I'm
look,
a bad boy.
Hey, look, that's wrong, man. That's wrong. Okay, you know that no matter how much we talk about ourselves, when it comes to sports, even if we physically can't do it anymore, we do experience as if we can be there out on the field. You may tell somebody you can't do it, but you feel that way.
That's when you make like those sport-like sounds, like arr, arr, arr. Oh, yeah.
See.
Arr, arr.
See.
Man, you turn into the pirate. Arr, arr, mateys, arr.
Hey, man, I watch this. Before we're going to, hey, you guys, we're going to get into sports, new sports, but remember when we used to go play ball? Was the last time you played basketball before or after 40?
It was after 40, but that's when I quit. The reason why I quit, I hurt myself playing ball by myself. I was just shooting layups and I hurt myself. And I just said, that's it. That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
So I can't even shoot layups without, spraining my ankle.
Right.
That was it. I said, I'm done. It's time for golf.
Well, then you can understand this picture, because here's the question. Before we get, we're going to talk about Brett Favre and exactly why does he continue to go through the pain.
He's a warrior, Vic. He's a warrior.
No, man. Because
I love Brett Favre. He's a warrior.
Let me say something here. You know this. Did you see the slam he got yesterday?
Yeah, he's still a warrior.
You know what? Isn't that what
man,
your girlfriend
he's got heart,
used to say?
Man. That's I aspire. You know what, Brett Favre? Brett Favre to me is like that dude. Like, you just look each other in the eye and you just know that you just gonna do your shit.
Right.
And you're gonna let it go down. He's a warrior.
Okay.
And you go out there, and I so respect him because here's the point. Here's my point. It tells you what kind of cat he is, that this is the way he does it in a game that means nothing. Because there is always, to me, that's the way old cats, this is the way I'm old school like this too.
Right.
There's integrity.
Right.
There's playing for the sake of the game. Okay?
I
And
like
for
that.
me, that's what I respect. Other cats would have said, I'm not going to do this. That's like people who run out of bounds. Jim Brown said his day they didn't run out of bounds.
Right.
He said,
And I agree with you.
So in a game that meant nothing,
He stepped on the floor.
he's still willing to put it all on the line because he's full of heart. That's why I'm a Brett Favre fan.
I think the idea that, like I said, if everybody got to see more of the ex-players' afterlife, then you can end up...
I mean,
All right,
maybe
wait.
it's not.
Let me
it's
just
not
finish.
it wasn't wise.
Well, let me just say this. Have you seen Dick Butkus
Yes, I
walk?
have. He looks terrible.
Okay. Now you
Can't watch him go up a flight of stairs.
That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that the physical inabilities creep up on you much faster, 100-fold. So when he took that slam yesterday, this slam was more to his head than
and
it was.
40. He's 40.
Could you picture yourself getting slammed
He's
like that?
42.
Yeah, he's 40.
40.
Can you picture yourself getting slammed like that? The way he got slammed?
No, I can only picture thighs clamping on my head. Pow! Oh!
Okay, so here's
She
the question.
crossed her legs and broke my glasses.
Okay, so here's the question. The question is, I know you gave your analysis. Why, Brett? Why does he subject his body
Because
to
he's a
continue
warrior.
punishment? But wait a minute. One of the choices of those answers are not on this list.
Oh, let me go down.
Yeah, you got to go. Isn't that what your girlfriend said?
Yeah, she did. I said, dive! Auga!
All right.
Auga!
Okay, so here's the question. I said, okay, why Brett Favre subject his body to continue punishment? Now, we know he's a warrior, and it's going to lead to another question. Is it more likely? Because you know what? Every professional football and basketball player, any pro sports player thinks they are a warrior, inside or out.
you can't get there without being there.
That's right, and I agree with that. But at some point, you want to play with your kids. You got children, he's got family. You want to get up and walk. It's all those things are going to happen. So here's the next best answer after Warrior, because I think Warrior is just a mentality, and I agree with you, Mario. Is it ego, fame, or the infamous fall down, can't get up, not in his language, or money, or an aging crisis? And the aging crisis doesn't mean that you're basically saying I'm getting old. It means that I have less time to play based on how my body feels. Which one do you think it is, man?
Then, based on the way you just explained that, it would be the aging. He wants to enjoy the game because he enjoys the game, and he knows that his days are numbered. It reminds me, Vic, of I just watched White Christmas.
Yeah.
And there's a song. What do you do with a general when he stops being a general? What do you do with a general who retires?
What?
I'm just saying. I had to put it in the White Christmas mode, Vic, but it's right, man. And I'm standing like the dudes, we'll follow the old man wherever he wants to go.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying, Vic. It is that. It is that. It is that. And then because it's that, because it may be his last, he, to me, gets to call all the shots.
Right.
And he earned it.
Right.
And that's the way I am with him, man. I'm like, we'll follow the old man wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, now I agree.
Okay?
Now I'm gonna say something to what you're saying, because I agree in mind. But you know what? If you go see last year's Brett Favre, not 10 years ago, and you see last year's Brett Favre and this year's Brett Favre, when you see him in the pocket with all those ailments, he can't even get to scramble. I mean, he's immobilized.
But he had some beautiful moments in that game last night.
Like what?
How about this, gentleman?
Like what?
Remember that time when your penis got really hard? Really, really hard?
Okay, you know what?
Okay, now, all of a sudden one day, it didn't get really hard.
See, this is not
now. That's what Brett. So what are you saying?
I'm saying
that's the way Brett is right now.
I'm saying
it's like you ask any man. Do you remember the month that your dick went south? They can't remember. They said which month was it, but they could probably narrow it down to the year.
Let me
back in '67.
Right. I'm gonna say this.
All of a sudden, I had no dick.
No, okay. For you young folks out there, we're trying to keep a program a little bit more clean. We're trying to keep it in the direction
I'm just trying to make the
analogy. He's relating something to sex and the size of your penis. That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
So it is his ego. Let him have his last aging moment.
Thank you. That's what I was asking.
That last go round.
That's what I'm saying.
The last go.
All right.
The last time your dick was really hard.
You know what? We're gonna lose so much on this. Soon as the words.
Now, do you relate? I'm talking about fellas. You know what I'm talking. Some of y'all don't know yet. Some of y'all don't say, "Mara, I'm with you." Just remember the last time.
Okay, the aging crisis. See, the aging crisis is this. Let me put it into the same analogy that Mario's using. Let's just say that you're suffering through a moment where your Mr. Johnson is asleep a little longer than usual. And there's an aging crisis and the woman's in the bed with you. And you're at your very best sports moment. And all of a sudden, it takes longer. And all of a sudden, you go down and it won't come up. What do you tell her?
I'm telling it. I will go like with Brett. Brett said, let's do one for the old man. That picture right there is symbolic of our penises.
How are you going to talk to the woman? And
we can't talk to her. Let's start the music. We on our way out. What do you do with the general when he stops being a general?
See.
What do you do with the general who retires?
See, I'll just let you know. Women want to hear this.
I can't. I know what they want to hear, but what can I say?
Right. See,
take a drive.
Is there a war? There's a warrior in all of us. And look, I'm gonna say this, Mark. Much respect to Brett Favre. Look, if the man can get on the football field and get slammed by linemen like that, your body going down on the field at 25 versus 40, there's no comparison. So when he got hit, and I had to stop. I didn't look at the hit. You know what I looked at?
What?
It's how he was playing it before he got hit. I said, he can't even move left or right.
He still had some beautiful Vic. He had some beautiful moments. Everybody said, "Look at how he's throwing." Everybody said that at the beginning until he got hit.
Right.
I don't make no difference. That's his call. I'm going with the general. This is like the Dirty Dozen. Sometimes, you just say, fuck it. You're an old warrior. You ride into battle. You figure I'm about to die any goddamn way.
Let's
this.
Just
let it go.
Let's do this.
Let it roll.
Well, you use that analogy of the Dirty Dozen.
That's what it is. It's about
bring it current with the exterminators, even the A team. You bring in a Dirty Dozen from the 60s.
I'm just saying, this is how you get with this. This is why old warriors. I'm just saying, this is what happens to all old warriors. One day, when you can't do it, and then they want to make you into a sad story. Hell no. Let Brett call the shot.
Right now, Brett is getting his legs amputated. Listen to the saw in the background.
I'm cool with Brett. Ampy, I'll still roll him around.
Okay.
I'll push him around. I'll push you around, Brett. I'll roll you around.
Okay, here's the thing. We both agree. We believe the aging crisis is summoning up everything he can do for the last go round.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I understand that, and I agree with you.
It's symbolic. But I watched a bunch of other ones do this. I watched Joe Namath. I watched Miami Dolphins run over Butkus.
Right.
In one of those last games of his in that season where Zonka ran him over.
Right.
Okay.
I understand.
And I had to, all those things hurt me. So the hell with it. I've been through this before. Sports, we've been through this before.
Okay. I'm not mad at you on this, man, because I actually agree. But I needed to find out, why would somebody in their last go-round subject themselves to such punishment, especially trauma, concussion, the whole thing?
Because he's a warrior.
All right.
I'm with him.
Yeah, I know.
Brett.
Yeah.
It's like me.
All right, we're going to the next. We're going to the next topic here called Pick 'em.
Here's another warrior.
Pick 'em.
Pick him. You got to pick your nose.
Pick him.
Pick him, scratch him.
Hey, remember, this man's favorite quote down there, there's a breeze down by my knees. Is there a reason why there's a breeze down by his knees?
Because there's all that open space now.
You know what?
Now the testicles have shrunk. You got a lot of room, get extra breeze. Penis about half what it used to be. So you got a lot of extra air. You got a lot of extra room in your underwear now.
Yeah, you look.
As you get older, you have more room in your pants.
Right. I got you.
The gut is over the pants, but in the pants you have more room.
You know what? This man has a family, children, and a wife. Okay?
I'm just telling you from experience.
I don't know. What do they say about that?
I got
he has
extra
a family.
room in my underwear now. I don't know where it came from.
Okay. We're going to. Okay. I think this is a unique year as it relates to certain teams. I think on the cusp of probably not making it in the playoffs. And so we have what we call what top NFL teams do we think won't make it, who are perennial teams of the playoffs. That means they go in every year. They may not win the big one, but they always go in. And so I'm looking at teams like Indianapolis Colts, San Diego Chargers, Green Bay Packers, New York Giants, New York Jets. Now, it's a number of scenarios that can probably put them in a position where they may or may not. Which team, Mario, do you think here is really more on the probably on the cusp of not making the playoffs with all the considerations with two games left? New York Jets. You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's San Diego Chargers.
But I thought that in the division, I have to remember, but I thought the division was so weak.
It is weak.
That they still were leading that week.
No.
Kansas City.
Kansas City is like
you're right.
9-4 or something like that. 10-4, 9-4, 10-4. I'm
What's
not sure.
San Diego?
8-6.
What's the Jets?
The Jets are 10-4. They're doing good. They're second.
Oh, it's just lately. Okay.
Right, just lately.
Okay.
So it's a number of scenarios for the Jets not to make it. They're basically in.
Yeah.
They're going to be basically in unless they just totally fall out and some other mathematical equations come up with the best scenario for them.
I wasn't aware what the record was. That's what
I know. See, the part I was trying to get to is that San Diego really missed an opportunity, I think, recently, and they usually come in December.
That's still just delaying the inevitable.
Well, hey,
they're not going to win,
right?
Or get to. First of all, they're not even going to get to the Super Bowl,
right? Okay,
if they are, the numbers are going to drop tremendously.
Well, yeah, and here's the other thing.
No one wants them to get to the Super Bowl.
Indianapolis had their moment where they were like, if you don't win these games coming up, you're basically on the outside. They had more of a threat of missing the playoffs, but they're stepping up. Green Bay also, dude. You have to look at Green Bay's record, and you look at it as it relates to them losing the last game. Oh, yeah.
I don't think as the season is rolled on that they have it. See, I guess it's one thing. If you ask me this, if the question was who's going to make it in the playoffs,
no, who's going to miss it?
See, because none of these, out of all these people that you have on here, the New York Giants are a real contender. And Indianapolis is a weak contender. Everybody else is a non. To me, I can't see them winning it at all.
Right.
Even though you would think San Diego. Well, you know what? We were supposed. Okay, the Jets. They just have looked weak in certain areas.
Right.
So weak in certain areas that you just can't see them.
But they're going to make it based on.
They'll make it into the playoffs, right? But you just don't think they have any chance. I don't either. The Jets haven't shown it.
Right.
That's
different.
And they haven't been. And the Green Bay, same thing. As they inch closer, they look weaker. Right. And then San Diego, they're more consistent, but that's not good enough.
Because their record doesn't allow them to have a strong, what they call the wild card. The wild card record is going to be higher. Right. And if they don't win the division, which Kansas City looks like, all Kansas City has to do is win probably the next 2 games they're in.
It's just that I can't see certain people going any further. That's all. The Giants are a real contender.
Right.
The Jets could be, but we already see they're not gelling.
Right.
They're not gel. Right. It's too late. Green Bay has obvious weaknesses.
Right. And then the Giants also can suffer because, one, you have Atlanta has a good, strong record. Okay. So you're looking at them, and then you look at the other teams. You got Philadelphia. They're going to get in. Right?
Yeah. And even though the Giants lost, Vic, remember, Tom Coughlin.
Right.
Is extremely consistent to me,
right?
And the way his teams progress through a season,
right? That's
what I like about him as a coach. For all the criticisms, he always seems to get them ready and more ready and more ready as they approach the playoffs. And then he's very consistent,
right?
Within even Eli starts to look better,
right?
And all that. So I'm just saying. So if you say what's top will not make the playoffs. Yeah, maybe it's San Diego. I guess you know what?
Yeah.
I'm so bored with San Diego that I don't pay attention to them, and I'm sorry I have to plead that I don't know much because I must admit, they even with Rivers having that kind of a year, they just have. But with that coach, Vic, they just bore me. I switched to the other game. If they're on, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch something else.
I know, but here's what I do like. I like a quarterback. Now, a true warrior, to me, is an example. You know, you're going to have Peyton Manning. You're going to have Tom Brady. They have what they call those schemes. Everything is timing. But Rivers is like a warrior quarterback to me.
I like him.
He makes that team go. Right. You know, so
I can't fault him. I can't fault him.
And he may not make it. If I had to pick a team that I thought was going to make it, really, I thought Green Bay was a strong because they are defense, both offense and defense on both. You see what they did with the Patriots. Patriots couldn't stop Green Bay.
See, some games are flukes to me. I don't really see. I don't put.
You have to look at
to me, moving through the season, they weren't getting stronger. The same areas, when you have a consistent area that people can exploit, like to me, no offense, you can't make it with that weak an offensive line when it comes to a passing quarterback.
Well, I agree.
That's just too many hits on a quarterback, period. It just is. You cannot make it. I got to exclude you on that. Aaron Rodgers, bless his heart. Gee, thank God he can move.
And see, the part I like about what Green Bay is doing is on both sides of the ball, equally. Some teams are offense, some are defense. They are strong defensively.
They're getting there.
And no, when you look at the points allowed in the NFL, there's only like one team that allows less points. So they were consistent across the board, and they were more of a threat because Aaron Rodgers brought the offense with the lack of a running back who was injured. So the idea that they exposed the Patriots. One thing most people don't realize is the Patriots defense is not that hot. It's not even in the top 10. So I like what they did as it relates to the problem that they had is that if they would have won this game, I think they would have been in the playoffs. I had them at a better chance, but right now I think they're slipping and moving out probably. For a number of different reasons, though.
I still think that's what's going to be good about the playoffs this year. The top contending teams all have obvious weaknesses that are consistent. In other words, now that we've seen them, as we move into the playoffs now, almost everybody, you know what their weaker areas are. It's almost like who steps up at that moment to have the game. And there have been a bunch of fluke games that everybody likes to point to, but I go, they're flukes. Those blowouts, because everybody's had a blowout that's a fluke.
And well, I'm going to say this for all of you guys who are really looking for something to look forward to in the future. Mark your calendars down for the year 2015. The Cleveland Browns will be making a move probably towards the playoffs. That's cold. Why'd you make me say that, Mario? That's cold.
Cleveland, they got wonderful microbrews.
Okay.
Don't they have wonderful sausages?
That's right. Now guess what?
Cleveland, and Mike, they have an Orange Chef.
Right.
Michael Simon.
Yeah.
I'm watching this, Mike. So, Norman, are you
cold.
eating good over there in Cleveland, Norm? Did you watch the Orange Chefs?
Right.
They got the Orange Chef. Michael Simon's really supposed to be doing it in Cleveland.
Well, let me warn you guys, too, also. It's hard to look back beyond, to 2015 when we have to worry about 2012.
Man, we better worry about 2010. Shit, might not make it into 2011. Way the stuff is going right now.
All right, you guys, we got the last segment of our little show here, Stunned, Shocked, or Expected. And as you know, sports, there's one thing I say about sports. After Monday, before Friday, everybody does the best they can to follow up on stories. The one I can't stand right now until we get to these other topics is that we can't get into the bowl games that have any meaning. I think the worst argument right now is that this is better for us when we don't have a playoffs, when you got to wait more than a month to see the championship game. I think you lose the energy. I think you lose the following and the fan base. There's too many other things that can take you away from it. The basketball season. I think the idea that you wad through this and you wait to that big game on January 10th, which, as you notice, every year, the BCS pushes out the game more and more.
January 10th?
January 10th is the BCS National Championship.
That's a Monday.
And they had it before like that.
Why do they have a championship on a Monday?
Because it's like prime time, man.
Monday?
It can happen, man. I want you to understand. This is the organizations that say you don't need playoffs. So you wait all this time in between to do what?
Well, I'm okay. I know how you guys.
Okay.
Now you playoff people are.
Name the first three
college playoff people.
Name the first three
rabid dogs.
Name the first three bowl games that's been played already.
Pizza bowl.
The what?
The toilet bowl. The toilet bowl. The pizza bowl.
See. What teams were playing?
Huh? The Vulvas. The Virginia Vulvas.
See what I'm saying? This is all what? What does it matter? Now, if it's a playoff, if there was a playoff, we'd be talking about the teams that made it or didn't make it. You will see all this other.
We would.
But right now, what? What is it?
Okay. But how does that relate to this picture?
I know. I'm just saying.
You got to be confused.
I had to go there.
You got me pulling up special effects and shit. I don't know what the hell that has to do with what he's talking about.
Because
here I got, looks like a woman.
It is a woman.
Sort of. In a very masculine kind of a jump.
Right.
With two basketballs about to slam dunk.
Right.
What is this?
She is a human highlight film.
Okay.
It may be a man. I don't know. I can't tell.
Well,
man.
thank you. I'm trying to understand. Jack be nimble. Jack be quick.
Are you stunned?
Jack jumped over the candles.
Are you shocked? Did you expect
I'm just
this?
trying to see if she has a good panty line.
I knew he's going.
They gotta get a good. You gotta wear this stuff. You gotta have a wax job.
Okay, you see, I'm going. I gotta usher in. I don't.
And
have my
Norm,
usher.
I don't know about you, but I think the outfit is pretty hideous.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I don't know.
Are we stunned, shocked, or expecting anything here?
I'm expecting a better clothing.
You know what?
We can do it.
I think you've answered the question to what this picture's doing for you.
It looks like a really. It looks like I'm not sure which.
It looks like a.
But I like her up there. It's like a dude.
It's a male.
It's a man.
It's a man looking like a female, right?
I don't know. Some of you are better at that because you had that experience.
You know what? Let me go on into stun shock or
they might fool me
before he takes me off.
I always check.
See, no sphincter or none of that, man. Forget it.
Just check for a dick.
That's right. See, you had to get it in while we get our Saw movie production in the background. Okay, if the UConn women win the 89th consecutive game with 4 players on the floor, are you expecting them to do that versus 5? I mean, is it shocking, stunned, or expected they play with 4 players instead of 5?
What? Who wrote this? Is okay, am I supposed to say shocked? Wait,
I'm just
stunned, shocked, expected. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Yeah.
I would be shocked
if they play with 4 players.
Yes. I know they super women.
Yeah.
Mary wants to be a super woman.
I knew it.
So we know they super woman.
Right.
You know, and that's what this is supposed to symbolize.
It's supposed to
So you're
symbolize.
trying to say to be a superwoman, they gotta look like some kind of weird dykey dude.
I never said that. I never insinuated that.
They have some
That's you.
muscular women that are superwomen that look good, especially in the WNBA.
Is that the Yukon women you're referring to?
I have to go back and check them, but they'll get better.
Wait a minute, you gonna check
Right
them?
now, they focus on their sports.
Wait a minute, you gonna check them?
After they get the beauty, they get a makeover on the way. The league will do a makeover on them.
Wait a minute, he's gonna go back and check.
The league does a makeover on them. When they come in the league to get them together, Norman comes in as a consultant. Norman knows. Norman said, I can use that contract.
Okay.
Norman said, I can use it. I
Okay.
can fix them up. I said, Norman, you know, these women athletes
Okay.
need a consultation.
Okay, let me
They
keep
need
it on
a
sports.
makeover.
'Cause, you know,
Well,
you
you're the
ain't-
one brought it up.
Wait a minute, I didn't bring up the part that you just did.
You said,
brought
I'm
up-
shocked.
You said they look like dykey what? What did you say?
I'm saying but you don't want to have a dude, a transvestite
I didn't say that.
ball player jumping up and slam dunking, and then you asking me why I'm misinterpreting stuff. You know, why wouldn't I be confused? I use your picture. I don't know what the theme is today. You know, work here. You know,
Let me go to the next one. Miami, are you stunned, shocked, or expected to know this next one? This one's going to take us away from what we just was talking about. Miami Heat loses to the great state of Texas Dallas Mavericks at home. Are you shocked, stunned, or did you expect that?
I'm a little shocked. A little
in
only
Miami.
just at home.
At home against.
Yeah, I'm shocked, but
Okay.
they had a letdown. You know how it is when you have a letdown. Y'all know, how old are you? You know a letdown, so you have a letdown. You know, because when you get there and then you get close, you say, well, I don't really like it as much as I thought I would.
Okay.
See,
So you
ever
kind of
get
shocked.
that? You ever get them back home and go, I don't really know if I like it. Like,
Who you referring to, man?
whatever.
I
You
know
know,
who
you
wait a
meet
minute.
somebody. See, this is like the Miami Heat.
Right.
See, they had a letdown. They just thought it was something, and then they got there. They said,
Okay.
I just need a nap.
Well, okay. You know what? You make a good argument, though. But I'm gonna say this: when you're on a winning streak of about 13 games or 12
You
games,
can afford it when you have a letdown.
wait, you have a letdown. I understand.
right.
That's like, okay, I'm gonna leave that part alone.
Like that streak we
I'm
had
not-
back
I'm
in
not-
'89.
I'm not. First of
You know
all,
that streak
I was
we had?
15 in '89. I don't know what you're talking about.
We had a streak going on here. Damn.
I know, but I'm gonna say this. The reason why it is somewhat expected to me is because the Miami Heat has not been able to have a winning record against winning teams. That's why. So
Wait till the playoffs.
You think they're going to be better?
Yes. Isn't everybody?
Well, after that last segment about the playoffs in the NFL, no.
To me, and especially in the NBA,
Right.
they step up so significantly that you end up totally reassessing every team.
Yeah.
In the playoffs,
Right.
I have to say, because remember how Cleveland would go down in the playoffs.
You talking about Cleveland, man?
I'm just saying,
Norman?
my man, he know LeBron. They underperformed. That's why I said so. That's why in Miami he's going to have to step up. That's what I'm saying. That's going to be part of the comparison.
Right, I agree.
So
with you.
so the second season,
Right.
just like the Lakers, if they don't get another big man,
Right.
somewhere they're going to have somebody's got to last up
Yeah.
in that front court.
I agree.
All
I
right.
agree. All right. Stunned, shocked, or expected. Brett Favre last game
Shocked.
will result.
Stop messing with
Wait
Brett
a
Favre.
minute, wait a minute. Let me get it out for the listeners. You got blog
Hater.
talk. You got blog talk
Where's my
radio.
sound effects?
Wait a minute. Brett Favre last game will result in his head slamming sack eating grass. Is that shocking? Expected? Or you stunned? See, this is the part. Too much time. Too much time, man. So you said what? What was your answer again?
Don't mess with Brett.
Wait a minute. I'm just asking you. Is it going? You got too much time. Let me just ask you again. His last
shocked.
game.
I was shocked, but
Yeah.
he still came out and had that game. I like the way the game started. Okay,
Right. And you know what you just answered?
I like the way the game
You
started.
there's a little subliminal in this thing here.
I like the y'all just want to go on.
Well,
Brett.
no, because you know what? You answered the questions as if yesterday was his last game.
It may be his last game.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It could be his last game.
It could be.
Sure, it could.
Okay. All right. Good.
That's why you got to let him do all the stuff.
Okay, let me go to the next stunned, shocked, or expected. The UConn women will never get the respect the UCLA men did breaking records.
No.
They will never get the respect, right?
Not of the UCLA.
Yeah.
But why should they have to get that respect? They'll get a lot of respect.
Right.
When they start doing that comparison respect, that's a hard one for me.
So what we're saying is that the women will be treated unfairly by the media.
They're not known as well. First of all, because women's sports don't have the same notoriety, they're not known as well.
Right.
But what they've done is momentous. So in a lot of ways, just like black in the old Negro leagues and all that, the same way. So it's no different,
right? I know,
really, than other things. But so I don't know. So if the choice, whose respect, they may get more respect from women athletes.
Right.
Depends whose respect we're talking about, but they may get less respect from men athletes.
Right.
But things all change. But let's put it like this: we all know that they are They're
unbelievable women.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And that part in history is to be respected and will be respected forever.
Right. You're right. The coach actually of UConn is really slamming the media because he says, it's you guys who really makes this a subject, and then he has to be the vehicle and the flashpoint to say you're trying hard to invalidate what they've been able to accomplish and make it in a comparison. We shouldn't compare it at all.
It's always going to be a thing, as we know, and it's not new that women's sports are the stepchild. They always have been, and then it was only because of legislation that forced the universities to fund them and stop treating them that way as a discrimination kind of a lawsuit. That's the way that was actually handled. True. For those of you who think all civil rights had to do with black folks, this was an area where that really had to do with athletes.
There we go. All right, the next stunned, shocked, or expected. The first game where a girl slams on a man in a college basketball game. Will it be shocking, stunned, or you expected, Mario?
It'll be it's expected to happen to me, but it'll also be shocking and stunning.
Yeah, because the first thing
is like when they throw you down and say, "Who's the bitch?" You're always shocked, and you're stunned, but somehow you knew it could have happened.
You know what? I think it's you know what? You get my thumbs up on that analogy.
All right.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Yeah, I can't argue with that one. That was a good one. I don't know if we're being. I'm not gonna say that.
But that's shocking.
That's shocking. Wow.
Girls, it's like when your girl grabs your beer and chugs it. You're like,
you're happy.
Damn, baby.
You're happy.
Like, look at my baby drink beer.
Yeah, you're bragging. You can't help it.
Yeah, okay. Go, girl.
And I'm a second what you said because the caveat to this is that for a girl to slam on a man is to be playing on the floor with men. So that has to happen first before she slams on a man.
I love loving basketball. I watched it about 8 times because I love with Sanaa Lathan. Loving basketball, right on.
Okay, taking you guys back about
love story with basketball.
Yeah, great story though.
With basketball,
great story.
Girl with dribbling,
more than
backing up on you. You gotta, you gotta hold him back.
He's having a moment, you guys. He's having a moment right now. It's nothing like a woman guarding you from the back and bumping you out of position, right, Mario?
Is that when they have that strap on? Then it gets a little nasty.
Okay. Going to the last.
Play around with that.
Going to the last stunned, shock, or expected. The Los Angeles Clippers have a 3-game winning streak. Stunned, shocked, or expected.
What?
Who
3 cares?
You know what?
See, first of all, 3 games ain't a streak.
Why not?
See, this is how the media is today.
It's a 3-game winning streak.
You striking out so bad, 2 games was a streak too.
The first 2 were on the road.
So was that a streak? That was a road streak. That's like streaking sheets.
Okay,
all right. Know how to streaking sheets.
So you protect Brett Favre. I'm protecting the Clippers. You're not giving the Clippers any love.
Are you comparing those two?
Yes, I am.
The Clippers, the worst franchise in baseball, football, or basketball.
Really?
They're like the worst franchise in American sports.
They're
the worst in even hockey. They're the worst franchise in baseball, basketball, football, and hockey.
Okay.
They are absolutely the worst franchise.
There's some hockey teams out there that you don't
It's
follow.
close. It's close.
You don't follow. I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. But even them, they go, we're not the Clippers.
you know what it's called.
They go, we're not the Clippers.
Well, hey, you guys, you know what? Until tomorrow, that's my last stunned, shocked, or expected. Hopefully, some sports will happen between today
That's it,
and
Vic.
tomorrow, and then we could talk about. You know, it's no. Here's the part I'm saying, Mario. What sport right now is making you look forward to something? Like what? No playoffs.
Living room gift sports. New sports. Go out and take your sport money and buy some gifts. Buy somebody some sporty stuff like little sporty underwear and white socks. Get them some sporty things.
I try to move it along. You know.
All right, so that was the sports.